Womb presence. What in the world is a man doing on YouTube talking about womb presence? Who ever heard of such a thing? And who, especially a man, would ever talk about such a thing? Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There's a lot of things that don't get talked about for a lot of reasons. And a lot of times the reasons are that they're trying to keep information from you that's going to keep you in bondage, information from you that more than keeping you in bondage is going to prevent you from getting free, information that's going to disempower you, information that's going to keep you from moving beyond the shackles and bondages of your past and getting to the freedom of your future. This is one of those things. This is part 3 of our Breaking the Grip of Past Lovers. It's a series mainly for women, but it's also for men that love women, men that have girlfriends and fiancés and wives, men that have daughters, men that have granddaughters, men that have sisters and mothers and care deeply about them. It's for also men that have been mistreating women, abusing women, not respecting women and understanding women. And I'm giving you individuals the benefit of the doubt that some of you have been doing it in ignorance. Some of you haven't been, and you will pay the price. It's just a matter of time. But this is for the rest of us that want to help, that want to learn, that want to grow, and want to help this world recover from the place it's in. And one of the ways we're going to recover is through restoring divine relationships. And I know that most men have never even thought about this because most women have never even thought about this. And this course that I'm coming to you from is a course I got from Daily Om, and it's called Breaking the Grip of Past Lovers. It is a lesson, a course for women, and I'm giving you my feedback, my commentary on it, and I'm giving you my reaction to it, and I am expanding upon it as well, because it had nothing to do with men that love women. It had nothing to do with men that are mistreating women. But I saw it, knew it was profound, and knew that it had to be spoken about, had to be talked about. So here we go. Womb presence. Yesterday we talked about the sacred bowl, and we're talking about the sexual center of the woman. And the sexual center of the woman is a sacred bowl. It is a sacred place. It is sacred ground. And men are mistreating women by trying to get access to this area when they don't love them. Men are mistreating women by trying to gain access to this area for profane sexual purposes. Men are mistreating women by trying to get access to this place for mundane sexual purposes. The only way a real man, a true man of spirituality, a true man of the gods, a true man that wants to be a real man. If you say you're a real Christian, if you say you're a real Muslim, if you say you're a real Jew, if you say you're a real any religion, and you're trying to get into this sacred bowl of a woman that you don't love, and you don't want to spend the rest of your life with, I'll go that far, then you're stealing. You're a usurper, you're an invader. And women, if you're allowing any man access, and it's not just sexually, men, of the actual penetration, it's the games you play on the FaceTime, the Snapchat, all that stuff. I don't know what these things are called. And women, it's really your fault because you're not protecting your sacred bowl because you don't believe it's sacred. And you're taking into yourself, whether it's the mental, the emotional, the vocal, the visual, or the actual sexual act, you're taking into yourself energetic darkness that slows you down, that hurts you, and that causes you difficulties. And at the center of your sacred bowl is your womb, ladies. uterus, womb, belly, gut, whatever you call it. And profoundly, this course talks about women can relate to their womb as a source of daily wisdom. They can relate to their womb as a source of daily discernment and creative power. Think about what your womb does. If you're a mother, think about what your womb has done. Is that part of the moon center of you that gives you your discernment, your creative power, your wisdom? Isn't it maybe time you tuned into it meditatively? Somebody tell me in Chinese medicine what the womb relates to. None of you ladies are tending to your womb or your uterine energy on any kind of conscious or regular basis. They don't tell you about that in school. They don't tell you about that in church. You don't hear about this on YouTube. But because the womb, the center of the sacred bowl, is so absorptive and so receptive, you're greatly affected, ladies, by your emotional and sexual connections with others. You're affected deep down in your sacred bowl, deep down in your womb, and deep down in your spirit. You're affected deeply by the emotional connections you have with men. You're deeply affected by the sexual connections you have with men. And it's not just in your mind, it's not just in your spirit, it's also deep within your physical body. It manifests through to the very core of you. And it may well be that a lot of the problem, the dis-eases you have are based in that because you didn't know about this absorptive nature. You didn't know about this receptive nature. All you know is what the powers that be, the mind control matrix, has told you, and they've been telling you wrong for as long as they've been telling you. I'd like to encourage you to connect more with your uterine wisdom. I know it sounds crazy, but if you'll connect and meditatively speak to yourself, speak to your uterus, speak to your womb, listen. And if you'll do it, you'll gain much greater clarity. You'll gain much more discernment about who you accept as a lover, who you accept as an emotional connection, when you do it, and in what way you do it. When you learn to consciously connect and work with your womb, with your sacred bowl, you begin to understand the cycle of receptivity. You begin to understand the cycle of release, and you will tap into a big resource for creativity in your life. You'll learn how to make dreams and visions and realities come into being, to birth them through getting in harmony with this feminine essence of yourself, by harnessing this nourishing center of yourself. It'll help you to create visions and dreams and put them into the world. But you've got to get yourself cognizant of it. You've got to get yourself clear of the garbage that you've allowed to come into it. And then it can be a tremendously creative center for you. And most of you women are like, this guy's crazy, because you have never tapped into it. I'm bringing you new cosmic knowledge. Ladies, I want you to understand the receptive nature, the capacity. I want you to understand your creative feminine essence. I want you to reconnect with your body, physically and energetically. I want you to understand all of this. And I want you to be able to bring forth every bit of what you have as a woman, because we need it. And men, good men, those of you that are just dogs, you're probably not here listening anyway. But men, you've got to understand what you're doing to women. And I live by a little rule. And I know it sounds corny, and I know it sounds silly, but I've lived by this rule for at least 7 years in my life. I don't say anything or do anything to a woman that I wouldn't want a man doing to my daughters or granddaughters, or saying to my daughters or granddaughters, or to my sister. And I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. If you're actually here listening, I'm going to believe that you have no idea what you're doing. But I'm hoping that right now your pucker factor has increased, and you know what I mean. I'm hoping right now you've got a burning in your gut. I'm hoping right now you've got a cold feeling running through your chest because of what you've been doing and what you've been encouraging. You've been encouraging pirate runs on the sacred bowl, the sacred womb of women. You had no idea what you're doing, but now you do. You had no idea what you're stealing, but now you do. You had no idea what you're doing to women. You're leaving them with deep emotional, spiritual wounds that manifest and grow into physical ailments and diseases because you have not learned to control your urges and because you lack the simple human integrity to treat every woman you meet like you want your daughter or your sister or your granddaughter or your mother to be treated. And shame on you if that's where you still live. Shame on you if that's where you still live. Next time you're at the bar, next time you're running your game, think about your daughter. Next time you're peacocking or throwing out trial closes, think about your granddaughter. Next time you're doing what you do, boys will be boys, think about your sister, your mother, your grandmother. And see if you can look yourself in the face doing what you do the way you do it to the women you do it to. Don't pat yourself on the back. Don't put notches on your bedpost and make you think that you're something. You're contributing to the disintegration of our society. And you will pay the price. Those of you that realize the mistakes, those of you that are ready to say, I'm sorry, and repent and turn around and do better, that's what we're here for. Because we've all done wrong. We've all made mistakes. But you know what? If we're really men, if we're really spiritual men, if we're really men that have the courage of our convictions, then we will be men. And when we are men and women are women, then we can do what we need to get done on this planet and beyond. We are better than what we've been. We're better in our overall culture, and we're better within our truth movement culture. We're better within our new age culture. We are better than this. And we have to do better than this. We have to be better than this, or we don't deserve better than this. I believe you do. I believe we do. And this is a clarion call to level up, to step up, and to be more and be better. Robert, United States Navy veteran, third generation, says great stuff. His ex carried a lot of bad juju, energetic stuff into their relationship. He's fasting now and having a new relationship. He doesn't need any more negative energy transfer. Your ex probably never even heard of this stuff, Robert. That's why I'm talking about it. And these are the kind of men that I'm hoping will step up. These are the kind of men, a man that says, you know what? I know I've been a victim of it. And to be frank, Robert, U.S. Navy, little stereotypical, but he probably carried some energy in there too. Let's just be honest, ladies and gentlemen. But he's a man that says, yeah, I haven't been perfect. And he says, guess what? I'm going to fast. I'm going to put down and I'm on the 10th day of an 11-day fast. I'm going to put it down. And I'm going to focus fasting on a new relationship. Brother, that's the way to go. Ladies, that's the kind of man you're looking for. He doesn't want any more negative energy transfer. And guess what? Not only is he not going to get any more negative energy transfer, he's not going to give any more negative energy transfer with that type of a mindset. Greedy Rick, that's a great name, says that I noticed that the way I used to treat women, they ended up treating me that way. Greedy Rick, powerful statement. Once I was treated that way, I realized how wrong the thing I did was. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're talking about. This is changing the world one man at a time, one woman at a time. We got two brothers stepping up right here. Three if you count me. If you're having sex without women caring, if you're having sex with women without caring about them, it hurts them. And guess what, Greedy Rick? You hit it on the head. It hurts you too. And if we call ourselves spiritual, if we call ourselves truthers, if we call ourselves New Age, if we call ourselves spiritual, good God's almighty, what are we doing to ourselves? We're all connected, ladies and gentlemen. We're all one, ladies and gentlemen. What are we doing to our brothers? What are we doing to our sisters? What are we doing? What are we doing to ourselves? Ignorance is no excuse, but we have been ignorant for a long time. We've been deceived for a long time. That ends today. Women, realize your sacredness. Men, realize their sacredness. Realize what you're taking in emotionally and physically through sexual, emotional intimacy. Men, realize what you're putting into them through emotional and physical sexuality. You are better than profane. You are better than mundane. I believe that you are sacred, that you desire sacred, and that you will step up to sacred. And once we all make this covenant, this commitment, you will see human consciousness exponentially flying up the Hawkins scale that we just talked about. I'm going to do something unsolicited, and maybe I shouldn't be doing it, but Robert, USN, vet, Navy, third generation, is he above 300 on the Hawkins scale? I'm going to do it down here. Is he above 500 on the Hawkins scale? Is he above 700 on the Hawkins scale? Is he above 800 on the Hawkins scale? What a coincidence. Way up there on the Hawkins scale. Greedy Rick, is he above 300? Greedy Rick, is he above 500? Greedy Rick, is he above 600? Well, he's not quite in Robert USN territory, but he's up there. What a coincidence, ladies. Men high on the scale of consciousness. Belinda, our thoughts are with you. Remember your sacredness, ladies. Men, remember the sacredness of the ladies. Think of your daughter. Think of your granddaughter. Think of your sister. Think of your mother. Think of your grandmother. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is New Cosmic Knowledge. Wow, I got to mention this. Jama, who's above 700, I believe we determined. She tells her kids sex is like glue. Now imagine two pieces of paper glued together. Now pull that paper apart. What happens? The paper's torn, and it'll never be the same again. And there's parts of that paper connected to that paper and that paper connected to that paper that can never again be separated absent divine intervention. Jama, thank you very much for that powerful addition to this program. And I can't think of any other way that would be more appropriate to end it. This is New Cosmic Knowledge. New Cosmic Knowledge. And if you know the truth can set you free. Go watch my last show, Greedy Rick, and you'll see. For Sandra D, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. We're here to help you unindoctrinate yourself. We're here to help you create the life that you'll love. We're here at serpentanddove.org, rawreflections.org, jeffreydaugherty.com. The divinity in me recognizes the divinity in you. I salute you for being here seeking after truth. And I send you much peace and love and light. Create yourself. Live the life that you'll love. And we can help you do it.